same glass, the same unheard request I've never had to make. A ritual only two men take. I come here on the hard nights, beneath the amber barroom lights. No company, no reservation, just a man in his own station. The jazz quartet plays something slow, a melody with all my name. No one needs me to explain why a man of measured pace prefers an empty, quiet place. The waiter knows my order, a gentleman on the border of everything the world calls loan and everything I call my own. The waiter knows my order, and that small, quiet honor is worth more than a crowded room of voices cutting through the gloom. I've seen the couples come and go, the loud ones putting on a show, the nervous ones on borrowed grace, the ones who can't stand their own face. But I sit easy in my chair, with nothing borrowed, nothing there that isn't mine by choice and right. A man completely in his night, and no one here will ask my name. No one needs me to explain. The waiter knows my order, a gentleman on the border of everything the world calls loan and everything I call my own. The waiter knows my order, and that small, quiet honor is worth more than a crowded room of voices cutting through the gloom. There is a dignity in being known, not by the crowd, but by the tone of how you carry what you bear, and how you breathe the smoky air. The waiter knows my order, a gentleman on the border of everything the world calls loan and everything I call my own. The waiter knows my order, and that small, quiet honor is worth more than a crowded room of voices cutting through the gloom. He sets it down without a sound, and in that silence I am found. Rain has its own address book. It knows the men who stop and look, not up for shelter but for truth. The ones who didn't spend their youth running dry. I've walked through rain in 14 cities, each one with its own night's pities, its own particular shade of dark, its own particular midnight spark. And in each city, in each rain, I found the same recurring vein. A man who moves in measured stride, as all you need's already inside. The rain doesn't fall on the lost alone. It falls on every man going home to himself, to the room, to the glass, to everything the crowd walks past. Rainy cities know my name. I walk through everyone the same. Collar up, hands deep in coat, a quiet man, a steady note. Rainy cities know my name, not from glory, not from fame, but from the way I walk the street. When rain and solitude compete, I've heard the rain on foreign glass. I've watched the city rivers pass beneath the bridges where the light reflects the story of the night. And every puddle holds a face that no one else can take my place. A watered down but honest version of a man beyond his own coercion. The rain doesn't fall on the lost alone. It falls on every man going home to himself, to the room, to the glass, to everything the crowd walks past. Rainy cities know my name. I've walked through everyone the same. Collar up, hands deep in coat, a quiet man, a steady note. Rainy cities know my name, not from glory, not from fame, but from the way I walk the street. When rain and solitude compete, Paris knew me, London too, Chicago in a deeper blue. And every city in the rain gave me something I retain. The art of walking without need, the grace of a deliberate creed. Rainy cities know my name. I walk through everyone the same. Collar up, hands deep in coat, a quiet man, a steady note. Rainy cities know my name, not from glory, not from fame, but from the way I walk the street. When rain and solitude compete. I keep walking through the haze. Not every wound becomes a weapon. Some become the quiet lesson of how a man can walk through fire and still keep low his own desire. I carry scars from rooms I've left, from love that ended not bereft, but educated, trimmed and taught, a man refined by what he's fought. She left in autumn, said goodbye, without a scene, without a cry. And I had learned enough by then to let the door just close and in, because the scars that wear you down are the ones you used to drown. But the scars that wear you well are the stories you don't need to tell. Scars won't well, no apology, just a quiet autobiography of a man who loved and lost and stayed, composed through everything that frayed. Scars worn well beneath the coat, they tune the voice, they shape the note, they make the blues more honestly than any borrowed melody. I met the men who wear their wounds like open flags in public rooms, who need the world to validate the damage done by love and faith. But I prefer the private ledger, the scar that lives along the edge of silence never brought to light, but guiding every single night. Because the scars that wear you down are the ones you used to drown. But the scars that wear you well are the stories you don't need to tell. Scars won't well, no apology, just a quiet autobiography of a man who loved and lost and stayed, composed through everything that frayed. Scars won't well beneath the coat, they tune the voice, they shape the note, they make the blues more honestly than any borrowed melody. She was real, and so was I, and what we built beneath the sky was worth the breaking, worth the cost, worth every beautiful thing we lost. Scars won't well, no apology, just a quiet autobiography of a man who loved and lost and stayed, composed through everything that frayed. Scars won't well beneath the coat, they tune the voice, they shape the note, they make the blues more honestly than any borrowed melody. The scars stay put, the man walks on and carries them from dusk to dawn. He comes in after 10 o'clock, the kind of man who doesn't knock, who pots the smoke without a word, takes the corner seat unheard. I am the figure at the bar, the one who doesn't go too far into conversation and delight, who keeps his counsel through the night. The bartender has learned my pace, the way I occupy the space, without demanding it be mine, just occupying every line. They wonder what I'm thinking through, what battles I've already knew, what kind of love or loss it takes to make a man as quiet it makes. The mysterious figure at the bar, not close enough to leave a scar, not far enough to be forgot, just present in the only spot where presence is a kind of art, where stillness is a beating heart, where mystery is just a man who finally understands his plan. I've heard them whisper in the back about the man who won't crack, who nurses one glass through the night, who never seems to want the light. But what they read is cold reserve, is just the posture of a nerve that's been through enough to know the value of a gentle no. They wonder what I'm thinking through, what battles I've already knew, what kind of love or loss it takes to make a man as quiet as me. The mysterious figure at the bar, not close enough to leave a scar, not far enough to be forgot, just present in the only spot where presence is a kind of art, where stillness is a beating heart, where mystery is just a man who finally understands his plan. Let them build their stories tall, I don't need to tell them all. The mystery is not a mask, it's simply not having to ask anyone for anything but the low note the guitars bring. The mysterious figure at the bar, not close enough to leave a scar, not far enough to be forgot, just present in the only spot where presence is a kind of art, where stillness is a beating heart, where mystery is just a man who finally understands his plan. Finishes and leaves no trace, just the impression of his grace. It arrives like any other evening, without announcement, without leaving. Any time to brace the chest, just the quiet end of what was best. She said the words I half expected, the ones that leave a man affected, but now destroyed, not on the floor, not begging at a closing door. Because I had been trained by years of learning what to do with tears. Not swallow them, not put them on display, but let them pass the gentleman's way. And so I thanked her for the time, for every shared and borrowed line, and walked into the night alone, with heartbreak and good posture home. Heartbreak with good posture, a gentleman's composure, not frozen, not pretending, just a man who keeps his ending, clean and clear and dignified, with all the grief he holds inside, acknowledged but not worn on skin. The real war fought entirely within. I've seen men come apart in public, scenes so loud they make you sick, not from the pain which I respect, but from the absence of protect, for their own dignity and name, for the man beneath the claim of love that didn't make it through the ordinary years of two. And so I thanked her for the time, for every shared and borrowed line, and walked into the night alone, with heartbreak and good posture home. Heartbreak with good posture, a gentleman's composure, not frozen, not pretending, just a man who keeps his ending, clean and clear and dignified, with all the grief he holds inside, acknowledged but not worn on skin. The real war fought entirely within. I loved her real, I loved her right, but I loved myself enough that night to let the ending have its grace, without disgrace upon my face. So heartbreak with good posture, a gentleman's composure, not frozen, not pretending, just a man who keeps his ending, clean and clear and dignified, with all the grief he holds inside, acknowledged but not worn on skin. The real war fought entirely within. The posture holds, the heart moves on, a gentleman from dusk to dawn. Smoke and silence share the room, old companions of the gloom, neither asking anything but the low note the guitars bring. I've learned to read the smoke in bars, the way it rises past the scars of ceiling wood and amber light, and writes its autobiography of night. It speaks of every man who sat before me in this corner at this angle with this glass, this view, who had a night he was working through, and the silence underneath it all is not a void, it's not a wall. It is the foundation of the blues, the place where a man pays his dues. Smoke and silence, perfect pair, the finest atmosphere right there for a man who stopped performing, who has no interest in informing anyone of what he feels, who lets the hollow guitar reveal everything the tongue won't say at the end of a deliberate day. The backbeat marks of time below, a drummer who already knows that in this kind of room the beat is not for dancing but to meet the darkness at its own tempo, to match the rhythm of the low, and patient men who understand that music lives in the open hand, and the silence underneath it all is not a void, it's not a wall. It is the foundation of the blues, the place where a man pays his dues. Smoke and silence, perfect pair, the finest atmosphere right there for a man who stopped performing, who has no interest in informing anyone of what he feels, who lets the hollow guitar reveal everything the tongue won't say at the end of a deliberate day. Let the smoke decide the shape, let the silence close the drape on every borrowed need and claim, and let the blues call out my name. Smoke and silence, perfect pair, the finest atmosphere right there for a man who stopped performing, who has no interest in informing anyone of what he feels, who lets the hollow guitar reveal everything the tongue won't say at the end of a deliberate day. The smoke thins out, the silence stays, and I remain through all my days. You won't hear him coming through. He doesn't need you to construe the way behind the quiet step, the discipline behind the death. He is the man who moves in silence, not out of fear, but a fierce reliance on the power of not needing every room he walks in, feeding his identity with sound, with validation going round. He has already found his name in rooms no audience could claim. Watch how he holds the room by leaving, how his absence keeps them believing that the quietest man present is always the most consequent. The man who moves in silence, built on his own self-reliance, carries what he's lost and won without the need to show anyone. The man who moves in silence knows a deeper kind of silence, that the loudest things decay, but the quiet ones will always stay. He's been through love that left its mark, through friendships that fell apart and dark, through ambitions that the world denied, through every version of his pride that had to learn to bend and wait, to trade the urgent for the great, to understand that what endures is built in silence, built in yours. Watch how he holds a room by leaving, how his absence keeps them believing that the quietest man present is always the most consequent. The man who moves in silence, built on his own self-reliance, carries what he's lost and won without the need to show anyone. The man who moves in silence knows a deeper kind of science, that the loudest things decay, but the quiet ones will always stay. If you've ever been this man, walking with a quiet plan, then you already understand the dignity of the silent hand. The man who moves in silence, built on his own self-reliance, carries what is lost and won without the need to show anyone. The man who moves in silence knows a deeper kind of silence, that the loudest things decay, but the quiet ones will always stay. He passes through and leaves no sound, but everything around him's found. The baseline knows what words don't say. It carries what the mouth puts away. The deep, low truth of every man who loved as hard as anyone can. There's a broken vow beneath this song, not the ugly kind, the kind that belongs to two good people in a room who couldn't match the other's bloom. We tried the words, we tried the time, we tried to make the meter rhyme, but love is not a forced refrain, and holding on became the pain So I let the bass guitar explain what language leaves out in the rain. The deep low note that holds the floor is everything I'm not saying anymore. Deep bass and broken valve. The blues knows all my hows and whys. The backbeat marks what I survive. The solo plays the man I've tried to be through everything that broke, through every promise turned to smoke, through love that was and love that passed, and the quiet man who came out last. I do not wear the vow like ash. I don't revisit every clash. I keep it in the lower register, where the bass guitar is minister of all the things a man holds dear, too privately to make appear in any room of public light, but fully present in the night. So I let the bass guitar explain what language leaves out in the rain. The deep low note that holds the floor is everything I'm not saying anymore. Deep bass and broken vows. The blues knows all my hows and whys. The backbeat marks what I survive. The solo plays the man I've tried to be through everything that broke, through every promise turned to smoke, through love that was and love that passed, and the quiet man who came out last. The guitar solo says it best, a long and monologue at rest between the notes of what was real and everything I chose to feel. Deep bass and broken vows. The blues knows all my hows and whys. The backbeat marks what I survive. The solo plays the man I've tried to be through everything that broke, through every promise turned to smoke, through love that was and love that passed, and the quiet man who came out last. The bass line holds, the vow is gone. And I keep playing, moving on. I raise the glass, but not in grief, not in the usual way of relief that drinking gives the desperate kind. I raise it to a cleaner mind, a toast to nothing lost tonight, to everything that left me right, to every love that taught me well, to every goodbye story I'll tell, only to myself in rooms like this, where the jazz quartet still hits the note that says the night is mine and everything I've lost is fine, because nothing truly lost is gone. It lives in how you carry on, and how the scars recalibrate. The man who learns to navigate, a toast to nothing lost, I say,
to every ending of a day
that seemed like breaking at the time,
but turned out to be the rhyme
that made the song complete at last,
the necessity of full past,
that built the man who holds the glass,
and lets the borrowed sorrows pass.
I toast the city in the rain, the 14 walks through other pain, the bar stools where I learned to sit with just myself and all of it. I toast the woman who moved on, the morning after she was gone, when I made breakfast for one plate and understood that I was great, because nothing truly lost is gone. It lives in how you carry on, in how the scars recalibrate. The man who learns to navigate, a toast to nothing lost, I say,
to every ending of a day
that seemed like breaking at the time,
but turned out to be the rhyme
that made the song complete at
the
last,
necessity that full past,
that built the man who holds the glass,
and lets the borrowed sorrows pass.
The glass is half of something whole, the other half lives in the soul of everything I've been through clear, and everything that brought me here. A toast to nothing lost, I say,
To every ending of a day
that seemed like breaking at the time,
but turned out to be the rhyme
that made the song complete at last,
the necessity that full pass,
that built the man who holds the glass.
and lets the borrowed sorrows pass.
The glass comes down, the night goes on, and nothing I have lost is gone. At 2 a.m. the city thins, and something honest finally begins. In the hollow of the guitar neck, where all pretense is held in check, there's a guitar solo at 2 a.m. that no one asked for, none of them, who've gone to bed with borrowed sound, while one man stays with what he's found. He plays it clean, he plays it slow, each note a place he used to know, each bend a thing he had to learn, by letting something in him burn. The city hears it through the walls, through the midnight, through the halls of all the quiet buildings where men alone breathe the same air. Guitar solo at 2 a.m. The purest conversation then, between the man and what is made of everything that wouldn't fade. Guitar solo at 2 a.m. No audience, no requiem, just the hollow body ringing clear for the only listener still here. He doesn't play for anyone now. He's gone beyond the what and how of music made for other ears. He's playing through the residue of years that built this hour, built this room, this lamp, this smoke, this beautiful gloom of a man who found the finest stage, the empty room at any age. The city hears it through the walls, through the midnight, through the halls of all the quiet buildings where men alone breathe the same air. Guitar solo at 2 a.m. The purest conversation then, between the man and fade. Guitar solo at 2 a.m. No audience, no requiem, just the hollow body ringing clear for the only listener still here. Every note is something true, something old and something new, something carried, something healed, something finally revealed. Guitar solo at 2 a.m. The purest conversation then, between the man and what he's made of everything that wouldn't fade. Guitar solo at 2 a.m. No audience, no requiem, just the hollow body ringing clear for the only listener still here. The solo ends, silence holds, and 2 a.m. becomes the goal. It's not the crying kind of blues. It's not the kind you'd ever choose. To pity not the wounded sound. It's the kind that's steadily profound. A gentleman's blues is a different way. It doesn't beg, it doesn't wait at anyone's door with hat in hand. It simply learns to understand that everything that's worth the pain is worth the walking home in rain, is worth the silence in the glass, is worth the watching the loud ones pass. It lives in the low register, in the upright bass that ministers to every man who carries more than he ever shows at anyone's door. The gentleman's blues, slow and sure, the kind of music that's still pure from all the desperate need to cry in public underneath the sky. The gentleman's blues, dark and clean, the finest instrument between the pain a man refuses to waste and the dignity he keeps in place. broken years, through love affairs and borrowed fears, through cities that didn't call me back, through everything I had to pack into a suitcase built from grace, from meeting every heart embrace of life without demanding more than what the music was there for. It lives in the low register, in the upright bass that ministers to every man who carries more than he ever shows at anyone's door. The gentleman's blues, slow and sure, a kind of music that's still pure, from all the desperate need to cry in public underneath the sky. The gentleman's blues, dark and clean, the finest instrument between the pain a man refuses to waste and the dignity he keeps in place. Sing it low in the key of night, in the hollow bodies in a light, for every man who knows this tune by heart, beneath the midnight moon. The gentleman's blues, slow and short, a kind of music that's still pure, from all the desperate need to cry in public underneath the sky. The gentleman's blues, dark and clean, the finest instrument between the pain a man refuses to waste and the dignity he keeps in place. The blues plays on the gentleman's days and carries it through all his days. At the end of every road I walk, at the end of every room I've stalked, for meaning, noise and company, the silence was already free. I did not fall into this quiet, I did not lose a war or riot into the arms of empty rooms. I walked here through deliberate blooms of understanding year by year that what I needed most was here, not louder, not more populated, just honestly and fully stated. The silence I chose is not defeat, it is the sound of something complete, of a man who stopped running from the only home he's ever known. The silence I chose to liberate, a masterpiece of something lit, not by the crowd but by the slow interior and private glow. The silence I chose, hard won and clear, the finest sound I've ever heard. My own breath in an empty room, my own light in the midnight. I've heard the world's most crowded sounds, the roar of cities, the merry rounds of men who fill their every hour with noise that passes moment by hour. But none of it compares to this, the absolute and quiet bliss of a man alone by choice at last, who has completely left the past. The silence I chose is not defeat. It is the sound of something complete, of a man who stopped running from the only home he's ever known. The silence I chose to liberate, a masterpiece of something lit, not by the crowd but by the slow interior and private glow. The silence I chose, hard-won and clear, the finest sound I've ever heard. My own breath in an empty room, my own light in the midnight bloom. So let this be the closing note, the final line inside the code of everything this album said, that the finest life is the one you led, on your own terms, in your own night, in your own darkness, your own light. The silence I chose to liberate, a masterpiece of something lit, not by the crowd but by the slow interior and private glow. The silence I chose, hard-won and clear, the finest sound I've ever heard. My own breath in an empty room, my own light in the midnight bloom. The city hums, the jazz plays low, the hollow guitar lets it go, and I remain in the silence I chose, where every real beginning grows.